We're back. This time, Champions League predictions. Round of the 16 quarterfinals, semi-final, finals. We're going to be predicting a lot. And obviously, this is the competition of the knockouts starts tonight. We've already had the league phase, we've had the league phase knockouts. It's now time to get onto the juicy parts of the Champions League that we all know and love. So we've got all the games here, and we're going to be predicting it. Who do I think will make past each round, and who do I think will win the final in May? So let's kick it off with PSV Arsenal. I'm going with PSV. And my reasoning's because I think Arsenal's game plan will be trying to be sit out and take it back to the Emirates. But I think PSV know they need to nick something. I think they go out 1-0. They win the first leg 1-0. And then the second leg 1-1. I can see Arsenal scoring and PSV just nick it just to see it through. I just don't know where Arsenal's goals are coming from. If PSV can somewhat decent level defending, they can go through. It's as simple as that. Do you know what I mean? Let's not, Arsenal's attack is toothless right now. And that is why I'm simply going with PSV. If they had a Saka or somebody, I'll say, yeah, Arsenal. But where are the goals genuinely going to come from? Maybe a set piece, but they've not scored from a set piece, funny enough, since December. So, yeah, even on set pieces, they've not been great. I'm going PSV. The Madrid derby. I think this one's 50-50. Atletico Madrid now play some good football. They've been playing over the past year or two. They don't play this boring, pragmatic football. Well, they can if they want to, but they've kind of switched that up a little bit over the past year to 18 months under Simeone. They actually score a load of goals, but then also concede goals as well. Who do I think wins? I think Real Madrid win the first leg, and I think Atletico win the second leg. But I think Real Madrid find that grit, and they win it extra time in the second leg. Real Madrid to go through. PSG Liverpool, I did do a preview, so I'm going to quickly pick who I think. But ultimately, I do think Liverpool should have enough to beat PSG. Look, first leg is going to be tough after under a rejuvenated Paris Saint-Germain over the past couple of months. A bit like Real Madrid, they started the competition off very slow, and they've kind of warmed into it. They've got ballers up front with Dembele, Barcola, Vitinha, Neves. They've got ballers in their team, so it's going to be a difficult game. But in the preview, I did break it down, and I went with Liverpool to win it. Club Brugge Villa. I believe Club Brugge beat them 1-0 in the league phase. But I felt this is, again, it's another one where if Villa can take a positive result, a draw or a win, take it back to Villa Park, I think Villa will have too much for Club Brugge, and I'll go with Aston Villa to go through. Benfica, Barca, the rematch between these two sides. Absolute classic, probably the Champions League game of the season so far. What was it, 5-4 Barca, and it was 4-1 down. Unbelievable game of football. Over 2 legs with Barcelona's goal scoring output. Yes, they concede again, but I think Barca just have too much for Benfica over 2 legs. Dortmund Lille, again, 50-50 tie this. Lille could either get absolutely battered by Dortmund or the other way around. Simple as that. But I do think Borussia Dortmund, they have experience in the Champions League, and I think they're going to take a nice 2-0 win back to France, and they'll see it through into the quarters. German classic. This is going to be Bayern Munich, Leverkusen. Leverkusen have got a very good record with Xabi Alonso against Bayern Munich, and I think that record is going to come to fruition, and I do think they will end up beating Bayern Munich. I don't rate Bayern Munich. Leverkusen this season have just dropped points at stupid times. Last season how they they scored a lot of last minutes. They've actually conceded quite a few last minutes, and I think that's the difference maker why they're not really up there within the league this season as much compared to last season. Final Inter. I feel like this is going to be. I think this is the easiest one to predict. I think Inter just know how to grind out results. They know how to get the job done. I can see them winning both ties, like a 1-0 or a 2-0. They're just so good defensively, and they can score Inter to progress. Let's go back to the top. PSV, Real Madrid. I think Real Madrid at this point, look, depending on where it's going to be in the league, you got Barca, Atleti, and Real Madrid all going for it. That could play an indication. If PSV can nick a result at home first leg, possibly, but Bernabeu second leg, it's a fucking animal, isn't it? I do think Real Madrid will progress. Liverpool, Villa, again. Ultimately, I think Liverpool, as long as we win at Anfield, I think we go through. Look, we can get results at Villa Park. We saw that a couple of weeks ago with the 2-2 there. So I think my side, Liverpool, will be going through into the semi-finals. Barcelona, Dortmund. Dortmund will give it a go, but I think Barcelona's firepower will just be way too much. Leverkusen, Inter. Oh, this is tough. This is one of those ones where I think it could go all the way over both legs and go to pens. Genuinely. I fancy Leverkusen just to nick it. So we've got the semi-finals now. Real Madrid, Liverpool, Barcelona, and Leverkusen. Oof. Again, for me, Barcelona right now in the Champions League just really depends on how they do defensively, with how they play with aggressive highline football, stuff like that. It's tough. Oh, Barcelona to get to the Champions League final. Actually, no. Sod it. I'm going Leverkusen. Real Madrid, Liverpool. Second leg at Anfield. That's massive. Take any somewhat a result. You give me a 0-0, 1-1, whatever. Take it back to Anfield and biting your hand off. Get out of that Real Madrid game at the Bernabeu without a loss. I fancy us to go through. And with how good we've been this season, depending on, if we have the league wrapped up by this point, obviously the semi-finals are early May. So the league could be a game or two to be done so we could focus on the Champions League. Madrid, they'll still be focusing on the league. Oh, they've still got the Copa del Rey as well. I'm going to go with my side. I've got to back the boys in it. Liverpool, Leverkusen final. What a final this would be. 20 years on since Xabi Alonso won it with Liverpool. Now it'll be Leverkusen manager. Played them earlier on the season, 4-0 at Anfield. I think it's a good one. You can't just go based off that. A lot of people probably would. But got to back the boys in red, innit? Liverpool to win the Champions League. What the hell is this? So yeah, that is what I think. To my predictions. Look, I could easily very much go with Barcelona. But I don't want to be boring. That's why I've gone with the Leverkusen to maybe beat the Inter, you know what I mean? PSV to beat Arsenal. So yeah, that are my Champions League predictions. We might do a Europa League one. Make sure you do smash the like, subscribe, and yeah, we will see you tonight for the first game of the knockouts. Aston Villa, Club Brugge, and the Madrid derby. Take care. Bosh.